supposed to talk. I'm running 2 different sets of tires. Stamp the tires. Should I put the other set on and bring the car through again with the other set, or? He's the tire marker.
Bob? Question here on tires. Last one, fuel cell, battery, automatic. What color is it today? Come on, Ron. Yeah, just take one of the guys. It's going to be great. If you have your cars.
Oh yeah.
Get you out of trouble.
Yeah.
How do you make out trying to buy back the other car? You guys still want some?
Yeah. Still trying, but guy blew his engine. He was down for racing summer, and the guy blew his engine.
Mark, how you doing?
I've got 2 sets, and the other, I'll give you the sizes on the other set.
What did he say he was going to do with it?
He's just going to take somebody over that's got a brand and mark this too. The other size I've got is 205, 60, 15 on front.
Got too much money and too little.
Oh, it says you can use them if they're in a smaller size, in a smaller, if they go with a group, different, smaller group.
Only made 2 or 3 up?
It says somewhere in here, it says group 6 can use group 3 tires. It says you may use a 70-section street tire from group 3. Driving stuff around.
Some of these cars don't have numbers on them, so maybe a little bit more trying to find them.
How you doing, Mickey?
Yeah, that's the usual process. They got about 401.
So he's afraid. Just junior high school.
They have to do this instead of work.
You know, I say Alice and Jim and Alice and Reese and Butler, all those guys. I've known them through my husband. So I used to see that.
Let me say something. Let me ask you something. Could you be driving there?
I could not be driving today. Who was taking care of the kids?
I mean, there's always a new list for all.
We were obviously, that's one particular.
No, it's
There was one that's been playing
I like racing. These kids are literally and they wish to
nothing else.
She's never been
Most of the time.
And I always find and you go in whichever way you want. My name's Joe Pendergast. I'm with the SVRA. He's talked to me at one point or another. SVRA has been around for about 13 years, 12 years, formerly for 10 years. Started out in Sebring, Florida with one race a year. We now do 10, and Watkins obviously is one of the bigger ones. I don't know how many of you are into the history of motor racing, but this is a very historical place. The track itself you're on today was built in 1956, I believe. A lot of greats have run here. Basically, our philosophy is to preserve and enjoy and use old race cars and what they do best, and that's racing. These things aren't worth a flip, in my opinion, if they're sitting in a garage somewhere. But what you need to keep in mind is that just as they did when they were new, they will bite you in a heartbeat. You can get hurt doing this. So you need to keep that in mind. You also need to keep in mind that we're preserving old cars. We're not making new cars look like old cars. If the car was a turkey when it was first built, then it ought to be a turkey now. You have two choices. You can either live with it, enjoy your station in life, and have fun with your car because you like it, or you can get something else. If you want to win, there's a fellow right down here in the corner. It's called Aiken White Racing Schools. They rent 944s in the Firehawk series, rent rides. Average rides $2,500, $3,000. You can go down there, sign up for a 500-kilometer race here in 2 weeks, and they will. You can get all the racing you need, and you can find out how good you are pretty quickly in a car like that. What we really want you to do is to be here, enjoy your car, enjoy seeing some of these great cars that we have here this weekend, and have some fun on the racetrack. But we want you to go home with you and your car intact at the end of the weekend. The track itself, although it's intimidating looking, is not really a car eater, car breaker. If you get off in certain places, you're gonna tear something up. But the critical spots all have runoff areas. They're all plenty of places to get off and get away with it without hurting something. It is, however, a very fast racetrack. Very fast. What we do with new people coming in, it doesn't matter how much racing experience you have, whether this is your first time ever, or whether you've been racing for 25 years, world champion, whatever you are, we put everybody in what we call the rookies group. And that gives you a chance to get out there in a somewhat less intimidating situation, at least your first time around. Because we have some awfully good drivers and we have some very fast cars. And it's sometimes difficult to remember what the intent was to drain the swamp when you're up to your butt in alligators. So, at least this morning, the morning session, you're running the rookie session, all of you together. Go out and learn which way the track turns, and concentrate on just getting around smoothly. Anytime you feel, this afternoon you'll run with your regular race group. Unless I come see you and tell you really ought to take up bowling or something. Okay? It happens rarely, but there are people who simply should not be in any kind of a race car on a racetrack. They're a hazard to themselves and they're a hazard to everybody else. When that arises, we just tell them, sorry, go on the Walter Mitty or whatever. Don't get with us. We have some rules. Everybody received a copy of the rules, I hope. Our goal is not to hassle anybody about anything, but for example, if you have an open car and go down to the grid without your arm restraints, they're going to send you back to get them. Okay, fair enough. You don't have a crotch strap. If you're not wearing your crotch strap when you go down there, they're going to send you back to you put your belts on right. The safety equipment that we require is what we feel is the minimum that will at least give you some protection. It's not a guarantee of anything, but it will at least give you some protection. And my personal feeling is that it is absolutely foolish not to take advantage of as much of that is available today. If it were available back when a lot of these cars were new, then they would have had them in it then. The other little interesting thing we have, if you run off the track, and it happens from time to time, if you spin, do something dumb, we'll call you in and try to find out what the problem was, why you did it. We'll tell you not to do it again, and we'll let you go on. However, if you hit something, somebody, something, anything that damages your car or somebody else's, you're going to be on the trailer, and you'll be on probation for 13 months. Then if you do it again, you're out. You're out of the SVRA. You don't want to. After a year, you can apply for readmission. You may or may not get back in, depending on whether your attitude's adjusted or not properly. You got to realize that you're coming into a group that's been in existence for a while, contains people, drivers, and cars that have been doing this for a long time, and that you are not going to go out there and win anything this weekend. Probably you may. We give out, I think I have 45 classes, 3 trophies apiece. That's 300 cars. So you may or may not get something at the end of the week, but that's not what we're here for. And what you do is go out, have a good time with your car, improve yourself, scare the crap out of yourself a time or two, and take your car home in one piece. That's the main goal. Anybody have any questions about such things? Everybody receives a driver packet when you sign in. In that packet is various information that we spend an inordinate amount of time putting together for you. The tendency is, and I do it, is to get your driver's packet and put it in your truck, briefcase, throw it in the car, or do something with it, and never open it. So you kind of constantly wander around in a fog wondering what the hell's going on. If you just take time to open that up and look at it, see how we do things. I don't care how they do it in California or Canada or anywhere else. This is how we do things. It works for us. We've been at it a long time. We're the biggest group in the country. Probably run more successful races than anybody else. And so we accomplish that by having everything laid out for you when you get here. Anybody have any questions on that?
Just 2 questions, Joe. After we go through this rookie driver session, then we get back to our regular schedule and
Yeah.
go out in that schedule.
This afternoon, unless I come and tell you differently, you run with your regular racers this afternoon.
We don't have this morning?
No, not this morning. This afternoon. This morning you run in the rookie session, which is we're about 20 minutes late, so about 10:45 or so.
And secondly, is there a flag control station other than start-finish?
Yeah, there's 21 flag stations on this track. Let me get the flags. Everybody know what flags mean? Everybody know what the flags mean? Flags are the only method we have of communicating with you. And when you see a flag of any nature, it means something. And you damn well ought to know what it means before you go out there. The most important ones, from my point of view, I don't care about, everybody knows what checkered green flag means. In road racing, a white flag means that there's a slow vehicle on the course. Most important ones are the yellow and the black. Yellow, standing yellow means there's no passing. Or yellow flag means no passing anywhere. Anytime you see a yellow flag means no passing. If it's waving, you should slow down. If you see a yellow flag, you need to slow down, get yourself under control, and be prepared for something. Something has happened. If it's waving, it means that you're going to have to alter your line course is blocked in some fashion or other. Never, ever get yourself in the syndrome of saying, well, why are they putting that flag out? And hell, they don't need a flag out, I'll just go on. Don't worry about the mule going blind, just load the wagon. If you see a flag, it's a flag, and you obey it without question. Other thing, if your car breaks down on the course, the corner worker tells you to get out and get over the guardrail, you do exactly what they tell you to do. Anytime you're out there, you're not the boss. You're the boss in your little car. You're not the boss of what happens out there. You follow whatever you're told to do implicitly, without question, and immediately. Sort it all out later. All right, yellow waving, yellow standing, and the next one's black. Black is used in 3 different methods, 3 different ways. A black flag at start finish, or on the back straight back here. You see a black flag there, station 14, or at the start finish line with a number board with your car number. It means you're to come into the pits next time around. We want to talk to you about something. Okay? The next situation where black is used, if you see blacks anywhere else without a number, you won't see a number board, you just see black flags. That means there's the session is being stopped. You drive into pit lane, all the way down the end of pit lane, stay in line, and we'll take to get you back out and tell you what to do. You will also see it in that situation. You see a red flag at start finish line. That means we're shutting down the session for whatever reason. The other black has a meatball on it, orange circle here. That means there's something wrong with your car. You're dropping something. Yeah, your hood's falling off. Any one of a number of things is mechanical problem. Come in.
Red, start finish, stop there now.
Yeah, and start if you passed everything when they shut down the session, then don't slam on your brakes when you come to the red flag. When you stop on the straightaway here and get all the way over against the fence, get as far over as you can on the fence, and somebody will come out and tell you what to do. Essentially, we'll bring you back in.
Joe, in this session, when they display the end of the session, or again, these practice session, when they display the flag at the end of the session, are they going to be doing it back?
We'll check her here.
Okay.
Check her here and here for all practice sessions. That simply cuts down the amount of time it takes to get everybody around.
Okay.
This thing is 3.5 miles around.
So if you see it there, you come right in.
Yeah.
You get it. If you went by there, it wasn't, then you see it.
Once we have the checker, that's it. Session's over. We had a guy this morning after the checker went down here to turn 1. Turn 1, let's back off the racetrack.
No cool down left?
Yeah, take a cool down lap. But once you pass the checker, it's over. Your cool down lap, if you get the checker here, is from here to pit entrance.
Yeah, okay.
You get it at start finish, you go around.
Last year I had a lot of trouble
You piss
with
off the steward if you do that. I'll tell you that. You don't want to do that. What you do is you delay the other 300 people when you do that.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
I learned.
Yeah.
The arm restraints are required for any open car?
Open cars. What kind of car are you talking
An
about?
RSK?
Yep. Down to garage 11, there was a box on down there.
Is there a vendor here doing all kinds of things like that?
There will be. We had a case on that. We had a case on that. Okay, Fred Live has him. He's over by Sasco.
Right next to the stick bag.
All right, right next to Sasco Sports Trailer. Sasco's got a white trailer with an orange stripe on it. Right next to it. Also, I think there's some down in garage 11. You might want to put in. Okay, let me do the course real quick. All right, you'll grid the entire week on the hard road behind the pits, all the way down to the end. It will tell you where to be. Someone's down there to tell you where to be. Pit out. The you come out on pit road and pit out, there's a sharp right turn at the end of pit out. You don't want to run into the guardrail there. You come out up here to turn 2. Secret of, this is called the uphill S's, 2, 3, and 4. Secret of turn 2 is that when you turn in, you want to go around. This starts sharply uphill. You want to stay on all the way in the right, all the way over on the curve, about 3/4 of the way up that hill. Don't get back over to the middle of the track or the left of the track, because then you can't make turn 3. So go through 2, get over to the right, stay on the curve, and as it goes up the hill and more or less straightens out, then you can look to turn back to your left. The apex of turn 3 is right, just before where the bridge, where the guardrail gets high. That's the bridge over the tunnel, or that's the tunnel. Okay? You get 3, 4. I'm looking at stations. So this is turn 2. This is turn 3. That's turn 4. Sorry. All right. As you make this left where the tunnel is, then you more or less go straight across the track back to the right side to do 5, and you stay down here also for a couple hundred yards against the inside rather than making a single apex and starting out. You hold the car down and let it then come out on the backside, backstretch. Be on the left side, you want to be on the left side, that's where the line is. All the way down, there's markers to 300 down there. They stole the rest of them during the NASCAR race. So you may want to let off before that. Turn 5, called a loop. You turn in at about the 100-yard marker. Hold the car right about in the center of the track. Third of the way down here, there's a patch about this wide. When you get to that patch, your right wheel probably ought to either be on the patch or just not much inside of it. The apex of the corner is way down here at station 9. And you cannot see him, you cannot see this until you're about here. The thing that will get you in trouble with Watkins Glen is turning in early. All these are extremely, all but one are extremely late apex ones. So hold the car out. Tendencies to want to get it in. Once you get in tight, this falls off. There's an elevation map there. You can see it. We're talking about here. You start here, and by the time you get here, you drop, a fairly substantial distance. And this is downhill again, so the cars don't want to accelerate. You want to be going faster than you really want to be going. Once you get down here at the apex, right by where the flag marshal is really where it is. You'll let the car start to come out. There's ripple strips right here at the end of where the short course cuts off. That's where you really want to be. That'd be your track out point. Then you aim for the end of where the tire stack is, going into turn 6. Turn 6 probably the one you can get in the most trouble is probably 6. You aim for the end of the tire stack when you get to where the road starts to curve there. When you get to the edge of the pavement, you kind of follow the edge of the pavement around until you come to there's a big white patch, and then you cut in for the apex, which is way in the heck down here, really almost where the road straightens out. What happens here, if you get in here early, you're going to get a guardrail on this side or this side, or both. One or the other. Or both. They have gator teeth. You don't want to run over gator teeth here either, by the way. They'll really bust your car up. Track out on the gator teeth. Again, you head at an angle across this straightaway. You're still going downhill. All the way down to where, just about where where the pavement starts to turn, the outside. Stay kind of towards the middle. You can get the power on real early. This is banked. This is not only banked, but you've got a steep uphill. The uphill really starts way back here, way before the apex. Get on it good. fairly hard there, so they kind of release the car without. Your apex is right almost all the way around the corner on the right. There's a patch there. And then you really be on the power up that hill. Yeah, some of the low horsepower cars really don't have a problem, you know. That's what it needs. That big motor, a lot of torque, you can really pull up that. Track out is way up, almost to the crest of the hill. Okay, a little short straightaway there. Turn 7, called the heel. Very straightforward, a little more than 90 degrees. Got a little bit of bank to it that falls off camber. You want to be way down. You want to be right on that curve. Right on it. We track out the gator teeth. This is extremely difficult in the corner here, which is 8, 9. Okay, 9 brings you back on the old course, the short course. What happens at 9 is that you want to go all the way, don't even think about turning in until the road is already turning. Okay? And your apex is going to be around here. But what happens when you get halfway around, and there's 2 things happening. 1, you have a patch that's uneven. And 2, as soon as you get on this old part of it, the short part of it, the road is off camber. Going to tend to throw you out to the right. And then you have this tunnel again where the guardrail is 4 high or 5 high. You can't remember. It looks like you're jumping right into a tunnel. 10 is straightforward, 9 degrees. You got a nice bank to it. You got a head of steam coming through here. Let the car make a natural arc around 10, and just keep maintaining the arc. Get you set up for 11. 11, you can come in a bit apex or even a little early because the road front straightaway right is out about twice as wide as the rest of the course. So that's a short trip around 1. You need to go get saddled up. Any questions? I guess this is one.
Is there going to be a pace car?
All right, if you want, we can put the pace car out for a couple laps if you wish. The only problem with doing that is with so many cars is that if we can't keep everybody, fairly closed up, it's not going to make much difference. We'll give you 2 laps under the yellow pace car if you want, or we can play follow drop, pace car drop over. I don't think with this size it's going to work for everybody.
So what time was this set? 10:45?
Yeah,
My car was still in 10. What do we do? We're not through with 10.
I'm through the tech. We had technical.
I'll let
No, okay. The question is, are there any restrictions on overtaking? No, because you are in a racing group. Okay. You need to be aware of where you are on the ground.
Oh, you know.
One be worried.
Does that mean no nasty signs as you come by the start-finish line?
There might be, yeah.
Okay.
We might have a, but anyway, plans for the weekend include a cookout sponsored by Ford Motor Company this afternoon at the Glen Club. You will need the blue tickets you received at registration to get in. Everybody who's a participant is welcome to that. I don't know. I got a list somewhere. Everybody in the packet has a schedule on it that tells you all about all that stuff.
It is Friday.
Okay, on to the important stuff, right? There are a number of folks that don't race with us normally, regularly, let's put it that way. A lot of people don't race normally, but regularly, and therefore I'd like to cover a few items for your benefit, particularly on things like where the ball grid is and how to get on and off the track. Let's start with that one. Ball grid is the road behind pit road, all the way down to the end. Some of them will be there to tell you what to do, where to park or whatever. The other end, when you come off the track, you get to the right side of the track at turn 12 here. Stay on inside, come in pit lane, and you exit by pit 1, back up this way. We've had 2, 3 incidents yesterday and one this morning already of people coming around turn 12 and deciding to go to the pits. And they do that by making a right turn in the middle of the track, right to pit lane. Chapter did it this morning. Knows I can say bad words when I want to. You're going to get yourself killed if you try doing that. Decide to come in the pit, decide before the turn, and get in the right hand lane and get your hand up if you can, so they're coming in. We had a car this morning drop antifreeze all over the track. I don't know why the hell you're using antifreeze in your car. Ought to be water. That person will be billed for a rough ride. Really seriously, antifreeze is dangerous stuff when it's on the ground. The track itself is in good shape. Those of you did not get out this morning. I think we warned everybody that we're going to make a little more serious effort to protect. And thank you yesterday. I'm sorry you missed the session, but that's what it is. The usual stuff, hang it out. You know, if you have problems, we'll make every effort to be accommodating if we can, but we really can't go around switching cars around in groups and give people extra sessions and everything like that. It's not fair to the others, and you know, it just doesn't work too well. So please don't ask. So then I don't have to tell you no. I guess there's some people who don't understand what the flags mean. Let's see, what flag do we have? White flag. White flag means there's a slow-moving vehicle. Does not mean next to the last lap. Blue flag. Blue flag. Flag means somebody's coming up on you, be aware of it. You don't have to do anything. Unless you're blocking, and then you will get a black flag. Oil, slippery, something on the course. Black flag. Two things that will either be used at top of the hill coming out of the
It's a decent sized
or
trunk.
start finish line with a number.
The spare tire went right back, stood straight up and down right on the back side of it, all the way
For that
forward.
one.
The only problem is if you got a flat tire and a load of luggage, you got a little job to get to your tire. Nobody has flat tire on Aston Martin. What the hell? You take care of your spokes and they don't get loose, you ain't gonna punch a your in or two.
The other, if it's necessary to shut down a session, you'll see flags in the specification.
These things are, these are all GGs. These are not the real race car version. These all have, you know, real touring car. All leather interior, carpet, and all the good stuff. Heater that kept you warm and weird. And they only cost $500 brand new. Oh God.
Ball means something, it has a red circle in it, there's something wrong with your car. The seriousness of the situation, particularly with flags like the oil flag, the yellow flag, is inversely proportional to how violently it's being used. It's serious business. Standard operating procedure of all SVRA events. First lap out, you get around to the start line, is yellow all around. That means you go out, you get up to speed, but you don't go past it first lap out. Then you get a green flag. Questions on that? Alright, the red flag procedure is black flag at all the corner stations. There are 21 corner stations. There are 21 corner stations at this track. Every one except the start finish line will have a black flag. That means the session is over with. If you see black flags at more than one station consecutively, all you do is come around and come in at a moderate speed, come into pit lane, go all the way down to into pit lane and stop, and we will get you out. If you miss the last corner black flag, you will come to a red flag at the start finish line. This does not mean you slam on your brakes. It means you stop in a reasonable manner, get to the side of the track, and stay there and somebody will come tell you what to do. Is that clear? Anybody have any questions? Alright, the steward has a couple things. Now, another thing this morning, we go to great lengths about these damn numbers on cars. Supposedly you're not supposed to get text pictures your numbers right, but this morning we had we had 3 cars with the same number in the same group, and we had a guy with 3-digit number. SVRA does not use 3-digit numbers under any circumstance, and the excuse is, oh, they didn't do it. Oh, I was going to do it. Well, damn it, do it. Don't go out with them unless it's right. Okay? All right, Stewart has a few things for you. That's right. Yeah, we've got this 3-digit computer there. Okay, a number of things that have come to our attention between yesterday and today, so we'll go to the Critical War territory for you, right? Yesterday we had a couple of incidents that were brought to my attention of people taking only partial driving suits out there. In other words, the outer covering is there, but the inner covering is missing. Gang, if you've ever seen the Nomax or similar material demonstrated in a single layer in any kind of a fire situation, I rest my case. It shrinks, it becomes very brittle, and it shatters. And it does it in about 12 seconds under a normal flame condition. You have almost no protection with a single layer. Please, folks, keep those underwear pieces on. Even though it gets you hot, it's not near as hot as you're going to get if you have a fire. As in the past, if you know you've had 2 wheels off, 4 wheels off, or a spin, please folks, save us a lot of radio transmissions and jamming up the net. Come in on your own. A number of you have done that, and well, I'll tell you, it helps like you cannot believe. And we sure appreciate your efforts along that line. Coming off the track into the pit entrance, indicate if you want to go down to your pit or into the paddock. That way that pit marshal will know which way you're wanting to head, and he'll keep you clear in the direction the way you want to go. In case you get towed in on a rope, please remember, you need your safety equipment on in that case. Ropes have been known to break, and when they come back at you, they come back at about 8 times the speed you're traveling. And if they hit you in the head, you haven't got a helmet, or on the hand, you got no gloves on, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have some problems. So please keep that safety gear on when you get rope towed in. There's a cutoff to, as the locals refer to it, Delta Station. It cuts off most of the rest of it down in there. Unless you've got an emergency, don't go in there and park and expect to have valet service or whatever. That is an emergency prolong. It is an emergency station, and we'd like to use it for that, but not for just routine. I'd like to rest a while or whatever. We've had some incidents this morning of youngsters, little youngsters, driving 3- and 4-wheel vehicles around the paddock area. That's a no-no game. Those are for your crew members to legitimately service your vehicle while you're in the pit lane, and we need licensed drivers operating. The little folks, they're going to have to go somewhere else to do that. That is something that is no-no all the way around. So if you have youngsters that are involved with that, please have them leave the 3- and 4-wheelers to you. Any questions? We've had a good, safe 3 days. We'd like to have another 2.5, just like that. We've had beautiful weather, and I understand it's supposed to follow, and so we're looking for a nice weekend for everybody. Enjoy yourself. by security and by the SVRA officials. Again, the default pit area for non-essential personnel, please stay off the pavement or behind the fences of the inside pit. Start finish line. Try to pick up a couple more of the cars for appearances as they go by out here.
I got some great shots of your head, Ron.